Namaste everyone. Welcome to yet another In Conversation with series of Thought Habitat Speaks. So far, in this series, we have covered books, healthcare, and now we have an expert with us who is going to review the Union Budget 2021. And he is going to tell us and how the implementation cycle is going to be and what will be the government's work further. We have Mr. Prashant Sarogi with us, who is a well accomplished entrepreneur, and he has been one of the first 100 members of National Stock Exchange of India. Mr. Prashant, thank you so much for joining with us today. It is a great privilege, and in fact, privilege is an understatement to have a person like you with us in this series.
Thanks, Arvind. Thanks a lot. Happy to be here. Happy to join and to give some answers to your viewers.
Yes, sir. So I'm quickly jumping on to my first question. Uh, so the government has already borrowed to face the uncertainties of the COVID-19 pandemic, and still the budget says the borrowing will be in a range of 12 lakh crore rupees to meet the upcoming expenses. And I'm sure that's a risk taken. So, what is your opinion on that? And also, the government has set a time frame of 5 years on this spending. So, what will be the short term and long goals for it?
See, we are on a two-edged sword. If the government today decides not to spend, uh, the economy is just about picking up. How much ever one says, it will take some more months for it to come back on track. A lot of industries have actually come back on track. Some of them are doing even better than before, but a lot of them haven't. So the government needs to give that impetus, needs to give that push to the overall environment. Employment is a very big issue right now. A lot of industries like travel tourism, lifestyle, uh, there are many industries which have still not even reached 30-40% of their turnover. While some have reached 100%, some have gone to 120, 140% as well. Overall, the government needs to push the expenditure into the government, into infra projects, into the space where there is employment generation, where there is today the demand has come up in the steel industry, cement industry, automobile industry. It's because of government spending. Government is building more roads, government is buying more cars, the government is pushing through lower interest rates because of which people are buying more cars. So all in all, if they have no choice, it's like they have to spend more. There is no choice, and to meet the spend, they need to generate revenues. Tax collections haven't been good of late, but yes, now we can see the buoyancy coming in. So revenue expenditure is one part, but capital expenditure is a very big part that the government needs to continue to do. And yes, they have the 5-year plan. Earlier, we had the 5-year plans that were made through the budget. But now with Niti Aayog, we don't do the 5-year planning through the budget, but in effect, they take a 5-year window because that's how the planning has to be done. And expenditure has to be done in such a way that it is spread over a period of time. During COVID-19, the government had to do extra expenditure in the very short period. Otherwise, you have to spread it over a period of time. That's the difference. But I think they are on the right track and they need to go that way.
That's really good to know about. And so, my second question is, the government has again announced disinvestment of some of the non performing assets, and the highlight of the budget was Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the IPO of Life Insurance Corporation of India. And we've been hearing from various ends that an IPO of Life Insurance Corporation of India is going to be pretty big, and it's going to get more subscriptions than before. And it is also said that every policy holder is said to have a stake in LIC with this IPO. So, what's your opinion on that?
Taking off from where I just left earlier, this is capital generation. To borrow or to sell equity into companies like LIC. This investment, whether it's Air India, which we all know needs to be done, it's bleeding the coffers of the government, it's bleeding taxpayers' money, so it needs to get disinvested. If not to raise capital, at least to stop the bleed. Similarly, LIC is the Man Friday of the government when it comes to investment, stock market, putting money into any new enterprise that the government wants to begin. So why should that not be into the public domain? I mean, it is a public sector undertaking, so let the public hold some equity into it. And it's a very correct thought. It's got massive reserves. Accountability will increase if it goes into the public domain. And there is every reason that the government should go and encash the booming stock market. 51,000 on the BSE, 15,000 on the NSE. If they don't disinvest right now, when will they do it? And there is stock markets are up because of excess liquidity. Excess liquidity results in people subscribing for new IPOs. So when you see IPOs are subscribed 200 times, 300 times. I mean, of late, there are a couple of IPOs which have opened double of what they actually issued at, even though it may not make sense to an investor. They may be overvalued in the short term, but that is the demand is so high. There is so much more demand for new paper coming into the markets that there is every reason that the government should go in. And LIC, I'm sure, will get fantabulous valuation. I think they have said, if I'm not wrong, they have given the end of 2021 as their deadline. I think they're delaying it. They should come out with it as soon as possible to get the best possible valuation.
We really expect the government comes up with it soon.
Yeah, one more thing you asked me about each policy holding equity.
Yes.
Somewhere again I had read in the government plans that they want like today there is a small quota in every public issue for employees. There's a small quota for small investors. So that's the way the government wants to take up a small quota so that they give minimum allocation at least to every policy holder. I think it's a brilliant idea. It's each LIC has, I think, a huge number of policy holders, and if a small amount of equity goes to them, there will be a feeling of ownership. There will be a feeling that they own the entity, which is a very great and very great idea.
We hope the government would get more out of it, and eventually we citizens would get benefit out of it as well.
It's like today. I'll give you another analogy. It's when companies deleverage themselves, or when companies break out of a shell, they always get better valuation. It makes more capital for the promoter, more capital for the country. The market capitalization goes up. We can take example after example. You can take it with Reliance, you can take it with Tata's, all of them. As and when they get deleveraged, they start making portions of their business. Like today, ICICI, when ICICI Bank was there, ICICI insurance, ICICI credit card, they had to go to the market, they keep generating more capital for themselves. So it makes more sense.